Well, we're in Ditmas Park, Brooklyn right now. And when we first moved to the neighborhood, it was really like just beginning to develop. So there was no Diet Coke, no 1% milk. We had to go to Park Slope to get luxuries.
I grew up listening to rap, hip hop. So of course, Brooklyn is, the place, where they say Brooklyn's the bomb.
Definitely looking and the people sort of redefined some of my interests.
Like just seeing like killer outfits on some teenagers or something. You just see everybody just doing their own thing.
I mean, I really understood why people liked Brooklyn. It actually felt weirdly like living in the country a little bit. The river was right there, and it was sort of reassuring to be able to see Manhattan. I was working on the show that's at White Columns now, just writing some things for that, and I got into the whole stoop sitting there, sitting out, meeting out on the stoop in the morning and having coffee. I'd actually had not had that experience before.
This is one of the images that Sephora sent me to work from, and if you shift it around, you could sort of get some interesting little shapes, and I'll cut out just different shapes like by hand.
I was very excited about doing this project, particularly because I had just did a project with my makeup artist and created a new collage for Sephora, which I thought was great to sort of like take some elements that I've already been working with. Or you're looking at an image, you're looking at a person, but you're sort of deconstructing sort of how you see them as sort of this very interesting look, but unidentifiable. And maybe anyone can relate to it, I hope.
These kind of have, a science fiction kind of aspect. They're kind of punky in a way, and they're kind of Blade Runner-y, like the lattice shadows over the models. So that's an aesthetic that I'm very close to. I just start drawing anything that comes to mind, and then on the day when you don't have an idea, you look through, your 50 or 100 sketchbooks, and you start getting ideas.
I sketch all the time, and I save them, and I try to organize them, and then I just draw from that as need be. Say I need to draw like a bumblebee, then I will look at all my drawings I made before bumblebees.
When I was doing those faces, it was kind of thinking of them as people in the audience. How colors can be reflected on the performer, but turning that back on the audience. And so they're kind of abstracted because it's part dark and then part color.
I think color immediately creates a vibration, like when it's in conjunction with another color. I find that in nature, there's a lot of color that seems like it's synthetic, but it's not.
Maybe like the colors of fruit. There's some reason that Matisse and all those guys for Cézanne were painting bowls of fruit. They're kind of arrays. I'm fascinated, again, about what the individual can do to make a big mark in culture. And so doing the Sephora thing, I do my little drawings in the studio. You guys are going to make it circulate around Brooklyn and the world.
Most of the women that I work with have a range of looks. When I say beauty, the conventional beauty that most people may find on TV or in the magazine. I think it's sort of the essence of how they carry themselves, a sense of confidence.
The beauty of Brooklyn is it's actually like a very gray, dull-looking place, but people are highlighted by that grayness. To me, beauty is when you have that moment where you see something and you have this visceral experience where you're just overwhelmed and excited about it. When you have that feeling, that's the best feeling.